eliminated. 2017 January 13, 1993 November 5, 1997 Serbia and Montenegro probable no April 20, 2000, acceded. Sudan possible no May 24, 1999, acceded. Syria no September 14, 2013, acceded. Taiwan possible / and / United States eliminated. 2023, Tom. Comply with the Chemical Weapons Convention are not likely to ever constitute a military threat to the United States. The governments we should be concerned about are likely to cheat on the CWC. For example, in 1854 Leon Playfair, later 1st Baron Playfair, GCB, PC, FRS, 1818-1898, a British chemist, proposed using a carcadyl cyanide-filled artillery shell against enemy ships during the Crimean War. The British Ordnance Department rejected the proposal as bad a mode of warfare as poisoning the wells of the enemy. Efforts to eradicate chemical weapons. Countries with known or possible chemical weapons. As of 2021 nation CW possession signed CWC ratified Albania eliminated. 2007 January 14, 1993, 42, May 11, 1994, 42, China probable January 13, 1993 April 4, 1997 Egypt probable no India eliminated. 2009 January 14, 1993 September 3, 1996 Iran possible January 13, 1993 November 3, 1997 Iraq eliminated. 2018 January 13, 2009 February 12, 2009 Israel probable January 13, 1993, 43, no Japan probable January 13, 1993 September 15, 1995 Libya eliminated, 2014 no January 6, 2004, acceded, Myanmar, Burma, possible January 14, 1993, 43, July 8, 2015, 44, North Korea no Pakistan probable January 13, 1993 November 27, 1997 Russia eliminated, 2017 January 13, 1993 November 5, 1997 Serbia and Montenegro probable no April 20, 2000, acceded. Sudan possible no May 24, 1999, acceded. Syria no September 14, 2013, acceded. Taiwan possible / and / United States eliminated. 2023, 45, January 13, 1993 April 25, 1997 Vietnam possible January 13, 1993 September 30, 1998. The 27th of August, 1874, the Brussels Declaration concerning the laws and customs of war is signed, specifically forbidding the employment of poison or poisoned weapons, although the treaty was not adopted by any nation whatsoever and it never went into effect. The 4th of September, 1900, the First Hague Convention, which includes a declaration banning the use of projectiles, the object of which is the diffusion of asphyxiating or deleterious gases, enters into force. The 26th of January, 1910, the Second Hague Convention enters into force, prohibiting the use of poison or poisoned weapons in warfare. The 6th of February, 1922, after World War I, the Washington Arms Conference Treaty prohibited the use of asphyxiating, poisonous or other gases. It was signed by the United States, Britain, Japan, France, and Italy, but France objected to the provisions in the treaty and it never went into effect. The 8th of February, 1928, the Geneva Protocol enters into force, prohibiting the use of asphyxiating, poisonous or other gases, and of all analogous liquids, materials or devices and bacteriological methods of warfare. Chemical weapon proliferation. Despite numerous efforts to reduce or eliminate them, some nations continue to research and /or stockpile chemical warfare agents. Top right is a summary of the nations that have either declared weapons stockpiles or are suspected of secretly stockpiling or possessing CW research programs. Notable examples include United States and Russia. In 1997, future U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney opposed the signing ratification of a treaty banning the use of chemical weapons, our Simply Unearthed letter shows. In a letter dated the 8th of April, 1997, then Halliburton CEO Cheney told Senator Jesse Helms, the chairman of Senate Foreign Relations Committee, that it would be a mistake for America to join the convention. Those nations most likely to comply with the Chemical Weapons Convention are not likely to ever constitute a military threat to the United States. The governments we should be concerned about are likely to cheat on the CWC, even if they do participate, reads the letter, 46, published by the Federation of American Scientists. The CWC was ratified by the Senate that same month. Since then, Albania, Libya, Russia, the United States, and India have declared over 71,000 metric tons of chemical weapons stockpiles, and destroyed about a third of them. Under the terms of the agreement, the United States and Russia agreed to eliminate the rest of their supplies of chemical weapons by 2012. Not having met its goal, the U.S. government estimates remaining stocks will be destroyed by 2017. Chemical weapons destruction. India. In June 1997, India declared that it had a stockpile of 1,044 tons of sulfur mustard in its possession. India's declaration of its stockpile came after its entry into the Chemical Weapons Convention, that created the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, and on the 14th of January 1993, India became one of the original signatories to the Chemical Weapons Convention. By 2005, from among 6 nations that had declared their possession of chemical weapons, India was the only country to meet its deadline for chemical weapons destruction and for inspection of its facilities by the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. 47, 48. By 2006, India had destroyed more than 75% of its chemical weapons and material stockpile and was granted an extension to complete a 100% destruction of its stocks by April 2009. On the 14th of May 2009, India informed the United Nations that it has completely destroyed its stockpile of chemical weapons. 49. Iraq. The Director General of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, Ambassador Rojalio Furta, welcomed Iraq's decision to join the OPCW as a significant step to strengthening global and regional efforts to prevent the spread and use of chemical weapons. The OPCW announced the government of Iraq has deposited its instrument of accession to the Chemical Weapons Convention with the Secretary General of the United Nations, and within 30 days, on the 12th of February 2009, will become the 186th state party to the convention. Iraq has also declared stockpiles of chemical weapons, and because of their recent accession is the only state party exempted from the destruction timeline. 50. Japan. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937-1945, Japan stored chemical weapons on the territory of mainland China. The weapon stock mostly containing sulfur mustard Luizit mixture. 51. The weapons are classified as abandoned chemical weapons under the Chemical Weapons Convention, and from September 2010 Japan has started their destruction in Nanjing using mobile destruction facilities in order to do so. 52. Russia. Russia signed into the Chemical Weapons Convention on the 13th of January 1993, and ratified it on the 5th of November 1995. Declaring an arsenal of 39,967 tons of chemical weapons in 1997, by far the largest arsenal, consisting of blister agents, Luizit, sulfur mustard, Luizit mustard mix, and nerve agents, sarin, Soman, and VX. Russia met its treaty obligations by destroying 1% of its chemical agents by the 2002 deadline set out by the Chemical Weapons Convention, but requested an extension on the deadlines of 2004 and 2007 due to technical, financial, and environmental challenges of chemical disposal. Since, Russia has received help from other countries such as Canada, which donated 100,000 Canadian dollars, plus a further 100,000 Canadian dollars already donated to the Russian chemical weapons destruction program. This money will be used to complete work at Shkuchli and support the construction of a chemical weapons destruction facility at Kisna, Russia, where the destruction of nearly 5,700 tons of nerve agent, stored in approximately 2 million artillery shell-armed munitions, will be undertaken. Canadian funds are also being used for the operation of a Green Cross public outreach office, to keep the civilian population informed on the progress made in chemical weapons destruction activities. 53. As of July 2011, Russia has destroyed 48%, 18,241 tons, of its stockpile at destruction facilities located in Gorny, Saratov Oblast, and Kambarka, Udmurt Republic, where operations have finished, and Skchli, Kurgan Oblast, Marodaikovsky, Kirov Oblast, Leonidovka, Penza Oblast, whilst installations are under construction in Posh, Bryansk Oblast, and Kisna, Udmurt Republic. 54. As August 2013, 76%, 30,500 tons, were destroyed. 55. And Russia leads the Cooperative Threat Reduction, CTR, program, which partially funded chemical weapons destruction. 56. In September 2017, OPCW announced that Russia had destroyed its entire chemical weapons stockpile. 57. United States. On the 25th of November 1969, President Richard Nixon unilaterally renounced the offensive use of biological and toxic weapons, but the U.S. continued to maintain an offensive chemical weapons program. 58. From May 1964 to the early 1970s, the U.S. participated in Operation Chase, a United States Department of Defense program that aimed to dispose of chemical weapons by sinking ships laden with the weapons in the deep Atlantic. After the Marine Protection Research and Sanctuaries Act of 1972, Operation Chase was scrapped and safer disposal methods for chemical weapons were researched, with the U.S. destroying several thousand tons of sulfur mustard by incineration at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal, and nearly 4,200 tons of nerve agent by chemical neutralization at Tooele Army Depot. 59. The U.S. began stockpile reductions in the 1980s with the removal of outdated munitions and destroying its entire stock of 3-quinine benzylate, BZ or Agent 15, at the beginning of 1988. In June 1990, the Johnston Atoll Chemical Agent Disposal System began destruction of chemical agents stored on the Johnston Atoll in the Pacific, 7 years before the Chemical Weapons Treaty came into effect. In 1986, President Ronald Reagan made an agreement with the Chancellor, Helmut Kohl, to remove the U.S. stockpile of chemical weapons from Germany. In 1990, as part of Operation Steel Box, 2 ships were loaded with over 100,000 shells containing sarin and VX were taken from the U.S. Army weapons storage depots such as Mysore and then classified FSTS, forward storage /transportation sites, and transported from Bremerhaven, Germany to Johnston Atoll in the Pacific, a 46-day non-stop .60, in the 1980s Congress. At the urging of the Reagan administration, Congress provided funding for the manufacture of binary